Hey Pisces, happy February. For you guys for this month, I grabbed my scrying ink Lenormand. Basically what I want to do is just lay down a few cards to get sort of a general gist of what the energy is going to be like for you this month. Maybe it's an area that you need to focus in on. Maybe it's just something that you can take away to kind of help you ensure the most successful month. When I do these, I don't like to focus in on things that are overly predictive or too specific, just because when it goes out to a general audience, it wouldn't apply to everyone. So let me go ahead and shuffle, and then we'll pull the first card, which is normally a theme. So what comes out here for the central theme is a ship. Sometimes the ship means an actual ship, but for the most part it implies some type of journey. Maybe it's a journey that you're on, maybe that's spiritual, or maybe it's you have an actual trip planned for the month. And what's next to it here is the cross and the crossroads. I think this is a little bit more metaphorical because the cross sometimes implies burdens and challenges and difficulties and important decisions. But the cross in this particular deck doesn't feel sinister to me at all. The cross in this deck really feels like it's spiritual by nature. So it kind of sounds like you might be on a spiritual journey this month, or you may be diving a little bit more into your spirituality. And with the crossroads right over here, you may not be 100% certain which direction that you want to move in yet. So let's throw down a couple more. And then right up above it here is the fox. And then down here is the moon. Now, the fox sometimes is a card of work. Sometimes it implies detective type things. The way this fox comes through to me in this particular spread is more of, I think you're investigating. Because when you have the fox, the ship, and the moon here together, this is investigating this journey that you're on. And this journey with the moon here, we already know it's a little bit spiritual, but it also appears like it's a little bit emotional. You're just now coming out of Mercury retrograde here in the next couple of days, so you might have some emotions that you need to go in and reconcile and work through, and that can leave you feeling like you're stuck over here at this crossroads too. So we're on an emotional journey. It's a spiritual journey, not 100% certain which direction to go in, but with the fox up here, you're looking into it. So let me just throw down a few more. And what came out here, this is more of, this particular box is what I kind of like to call the internal energies. We have the mice, the broom, the book, and then the non-binary card. Now this is a person card, so if you're watching this, we're just going to say that this is you over here. So when we look at the internal energy with these four together, there could be a little bit anxiety going on basically with the things that happened over Mercury retrograde. It could be a little bit stressed because you're still at this crossroads here. You're not sure which direction to go in. But with the broom here, you're trying to sweep it up. You're trying to clean it up. You're basically trying to get rid of all the clutter, get rid of any confusion, and look for a way to figure out exactly which direction you want this journey of yours to go in. Now, the book card usually has to do with secrets and things that are unknown, but in this particular deck, this book is wide open, so I see this more as an opportunity to maybe consider journaling, maybe write down some of your thoughts. Maybe if you're feeling a little bit stuck spiritually and you've got some pent-up emotions down here that you need to work through, consider writing them down. It can be pretty therapeutic to do so. Or basically, I would say do any type of creative activity that sort of helps you get out of your head a little bit and release any emotions that are pent up or any emotions that have caused some difficulty for you. Now over here, we have the mice, the cross, and then the non-binary person. This is just anxiety over maybe the spiritual path that you're on. It's kind of telling the same story. And that's on top of you. It's weighing on your mind. It could be something that you've been struggling a little bit with. But the benefit of it is if you do consider journaling or some other activity to release these emotions out this month, you're able to clean up any confusion, and then you'll know exactly which direction to move in. So it's all going to be a journey this month. It's going to be a little bit up and down. It's going to be a little bit challenging, but the main takeaway so far is look for a way to get these emotions out, especially as sensitive as all of you are. Just bear in mind, holding on to difficult emotions or holding on to too many different emotions in general can affect you in multiple ways. So definitely look for ways to let them out. And it looks like right here with the broom and the book, you're cleaning them out and cleaning everything up by journaling, by expressing yourself, by being open, and by releasing all these different emotions. And that's going to help to alleviate this mice. This is right up above you here, which could be creating some challenges, and it's also creating a lot of anxiety. Now, the diagonals in these spreads oftentimes just sort of reinforce and tell the same story. So basically, you have the person card, the ship, and the broom. That's just you going on this journey and cleaning things up as you go. So don't necessarily worry about a direction right off the get-go. And then the mice, the ship, and the book. Now here I think the book would apply to things that are a little bit more on the unknown side, but this is a little bit anxious about this journey you're on, not exactly sure which direction it's leading to. Things aren't fully clear yet, like some of these books down here are still kind of closed. You haven't had the opportunity to open them up yet, but you'll make it through. So you've got some conflicting energy right there to deal with during the month where you already know that you need to take this journey, but you're just going to have to push through the fact that you have to do some investigating with your emotions and look for ways to release them so you can feel lighter and a little bit more free. Now, the outside energies all around typically sort of help with the same story too. The fox, the broom, and the crossroads. The fox is you looking into, again, what exactly it is that you want to do, cleaning things up as you go, and then you'll figure out which path to go on. Now, the moon, the book, and the crossroads too, it kind of all leads to the same place. This is emotional expression right here with the moon and the book. The more you lead that out, the quicker you'll be able to get to an actual crossroads and know which direction to go in. And then we also have the cross, the person, and the moon. And this just basically, not only does this imply spirituality, but in this instance, it also implies a little bit of those burdens and challenges too. Just basically saying there could be things weighing on your mind here that you need to get out and you need to express. And then lastly, we have the cross, the mice, and the fox. And that just basically reinforces the fact that these are things that you're going to be looking into. It may be a little bit uncomfortable. It may be a little bit challenging for you for the month. You may not want to dive into everything, but take the chance, clean things up as you go, dust anything from the past, just brush it away, clean it up, throw it away, get rid of it, be done with it for good. And you'll ultimately end at a place where you're at a crossroads and you know which direction to move in. You'll be back on your spiritual journey. It won't necessarily feel like you're sailing like up this giant hill here. You'll eventually get to the point where you can just float through the sky.